Hello everyone and welcome back to CEVO TV. I'm misled, with me is vansilli, and we are bringing you map number 2 finally here. Noble Esports versus Ketzel, and that was triple overtime and it was exciting, Vans. I loved it.
My jaw is numb from the first map. I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the second one, so this is going to be pretty crazy. And Ketzel choosing Dust 2 as their map, but Noble Esports decided to take CT side first. Quite interesting here, and they're going for a triple boost up towards Catwalk. So, just to chime in, if you guys are just tuned in now to play CEVO, this is my dog whining in the background. Vico getting the first kill for Ketzel, along with Spader, Secret Agent, Chuddy, and Kinky to complete the roster versus Noble Esports. Char, Yay, Josh BM, Virtus, and Flashstep, and my dog was so sad from that OT loss from Noble Esports. Let's see what happens in the second map.
Yeah, already Char down out of the way, so that aggressive play that came out from Noble completely failed there right off the bat. Vico just hits the headshot, rips Char apart. Now Ketzel slowing it down on Catwalk. They got the pick. They didn't overextend themselves. They didn't allow Noble Esports to put themselves in a situation where they could trade the frag out and keep it even here. So now Ketzel has quite the large advantage, and they're just content with sitting on Catwalk, trying to play this out, trying to let Vico go out first, and trying to work those Glocks that they're able to. And Vico's got himself that USP now, picked up off the body of Char. Here comes the execute, smoke coming down, good coverage up onto Goose, but Virtus is able to try and work this seam here as they take down Josh at the car. They have a huge advantage now. They're just going to jump their way into the bomb site. Virtus is stuck somehow using the smoke that Ketzel dropped his cover, and they have a huge lead here. Only Yay and Flashed Up alive, trying to rotate in, and yeah, Ketzel just drops that one down. That's the pistol play they were looking for at first half of map number 1, and they didn't get it, but now they got it on map 2.
Yeah, that aggressive push up on Catwalk to try to look back towards that aggressive drop at Suicide just didn't pay off. Jar got instantly dispatched right there, forcing actually the rest of Noble Esports, playing it very passively towards A. But they're out of position. Easier for Ketzel to overtake that site. And they just, like you said, took advantage of the smokes and just ran through it. And when it comes down to sheer aim so far, Ketzel definitely has it versus Noble Esports, takes the upper hand and the advantage. If you guys have missed it, actually on that first map on Mirage, make sure you guys check out the VODs on our YouTube. That now is going to be a full buy coming in for Noble Esports. And actually, the reason why I'm saying check it out is because Chuddy has been unstoppable so far in terms of just sheer aim. Scout versus Scout towards mid, though. Ye is going to tag Secret Agent down to 34. So the bomb is dropped intentionally just at Suicide, giving them a chance to just lurk around, and it's going to be Vico trying to clear out towards this A site.
Vico up very far on Catwalk, able to work that MP into a headshot on the Josh. Man, they're just mopping up frags out until Virtus pushes out Long A House. Gets himself in a couple one-on-ones. Here comes Char following suit, but Kinky's already rotated up mid. They're going to collapse here on the 2 remaining CTs. Virtus does pick himself up the Galil, though. He's going to be trying to work this, but all the Ts know exactly where he is. They're only able to force one rebuy here on the Spader. Almost able to take down Secret Agent, and Kinky couldn't quite collect it, though, so Ketzel still up in rounds here, still has the money advantage, so they should cruise through another anti-eco and take care of this, make this a 3-0 in their favor.
Yeah, and it's not a big loss as well with Spader, and interesting enough, he's actually not... Okay, he's going to go for an AK buy. I thought he wasn't going to buy anything, just so that he'd have the same amount of money as his teammates. But I guess he was trying to see if Vico was going to drop that MP7, but Vico really wants to keep it to try to get a few kills and rack up the cash to actually have enough for an AWP in this third round, or even more than just an AWP, even nades. On Noble Esports side, though, they did go for a 4-man push outside towards long. The fifth one is actually at Playmaker, trying to go for a flash for a peek. And as they rotate back with no action happening towards this long A, they fall back and Vico catches one off guard with the MP7. Given actually the call right now for the rest of Ketzel to move in towards B, because they took mid control, they took B Hall's control, and that's it. Vico's just clearing out, making out $1,200 in the bank by those 2 kills. One guy watching mid doors is going to be Chuddy with the Galil, taking out Gage. There's still as well actually Virtus on top there, but he's the last man standing as Vico sweeps up a third one actually towards that A bomb site. So Virtus last man standing, looking for some exits.
Yeah, not really much we can expect from Noble in these rounds. I mean, they're eco rounds. You see a P250 in the hands of Virtus right now. Some of his teammates did upgrade pistols. They're going to be buying next round, so it doesn't really hurt them too bad. All they're looking to do is hopefully try and Yeah, Vico going nuts right now. All they're trying to do is just drop some guns out of the hands of Ketzel, try and get themselves in a situation where maybe they can pick up one of those Galils, and maybe somebody on Noble's comfortable with it. They save a little cash going into their buy round here in round 4. Maybe they can work that into a few more frags, get lucky, put themselves in a situation where they can steal away an eco round, but it never really panned out for Noble, so now lots of emphasis here. They're buying out, no head armor coming out here for Noble, because it's not really going to matter if Ketzel fully upgraded to AKs, which they haven't. They're just going to rest on the 2 Galils and the 1 scout that they have to try and win these battles, as most of these Noble players went full tilt here, not looking for that head armor, because that 1 tap from the AK is too punishing.
Yeah, and thankfully for them, they only have Spader with it, but they're coming up against a scout, an op. That's enough as well for 1 kill shots anywhere in the body for Vico's gun. Except for the legs, of course, his secret agent just needs that headshot to get it done. At the end of the day, though, look at it as well. Vico has 120 ping and is 8-0, sweeping those kills with the MP7, and still is confident enough to go for an AWP and to try to go for this pick towards mid, as Flash Step is just around the corner, waiting for that peek there. But it's still very slow here for Ketzel, as they really want to take this mid control, with 1 lurking towards B tunnels as well, and 1 just watching that flank at long. You'll see soon this mid to be split. Unless they're trying to take control of Cat. They're playing very spread out, actually, for Ketzel on T side right now. It's quite interesting to see.
Yeah, this is not what I expected after we see them, or watch them play on Mirage. I didn't really expect them to be trying to spread out this much, look for some picks, try and catch some of these Noble players off guard, try and force rotates and catch those same rotators. We're seeing actually way more executes and set strats coming here on Dust 2 than we did on Mirage. But as Spader was trying to get out long and make something happen, and it's working. Yeah, it's working. Look how many players are getting pulled. Everybody is pulled from B as Ketzel worked their way out through mid, or excuse me, with smokes over mid, all the way through B tons into the B bomb site. It worked perfectly well. Ye's already in the site, doesn't even check anything else. It gets caught from the side and punished. Now it's going to be a 4-on-3 with Noble trying to get the retake.
1 down as Chuddy's watching that flame from outside B tunnels. Josh BM trying to peek out as well. Down to 34. Vico still opping with the AWP on platform. Legs another one there, and they're holding it out. And they win that run. That run, yeah, I said it in a very big Asian accent, but that was actually an amazing fake by Ketzel there.
So much Asian.
It's so much Asian. No, but I mean, that was crazy. The way they ran that strat, I mean, they had that fake being thrown by secret agent at mid. So he smoked towards mid doors, he flashed as well, and then they just had, I think it was Kinky, just run out towards long. And as he ran out towards long, got killed, and they're like, oh my god, it's going to be an A take. Especially with another one up towards that catwalk area. But then the last 3 guys just moving inside the site. They have great post position plants. And that was it. They were just able to hold it off quite well against Noble Esports, and that threw him off, forces them now on another save here. 1 Dink Elise coming through from Flash Step onto Chuddy. 1 guy trying to sell that fake. That's Ye just on the right side of that entrance, but that's not going to add anything more in here.
Finally, Ye is able to pick up a shot there, able to get himself an AK, could string that into 2, and he does make it. Picks up the AK, gets the headshot on the Chuddy. That makes it a 2-on-3 with Josh BM all alone here. Ooh, well, he was alone at the A bomb site until Secret Agent just ripped him apart, and they know where Ye's coming from. They're just going to try and sit on him. Spader makes a little bit of a bad choice there, drops down at the incorrect time, gets burned down by Ye for it as he tries to step up. Vico, great positioning from Game Helper, hits the op shot, but I mean, that fake, honestly, I thought it was really bad that Spader died at long A house instead of being able to get in and get a kill. But after everything worked, it worked out so well because they killed Spader. He wasn't even ready to move really, and he gets pushed and gets caught from the side. So it sold it that much more for Noble. They're like, oh, they're really getting ready for this execute. Spader was standing there with a grenade out and just gets cut down from the side. It worked better that Spader died instead of getting a frag.
Yeah, and I saw somebody from chat, I think it's Mighty Spatula, saying, what is Old Leader 1? So that was actually Noble Esports' old organization where they actually represented Leader 1 for the MLG minor qualifier to try to come into the major. Now coming into this CEVO placement Season 9, they're under a new banner, trying to get some more support here from an esports organization, which is going to be Noble Esports. But unfortunately now so far, it is 5-0 in their favor. They got 3 kills on that last pistol buy. But Not enough, because Ketzel winning 5 rounds in a row, MP7 kills, some machine gun kills. They have enough right now to go for full buys. They still have a lot of money to work with. Even if they lose this round here, they could go for some sort of force. Offshot missed to start off by Virtus, though, on that staircase. I was saying he needed to be warmed up. You did see him warm up a bit of Mirage, but now he's just not connecting anymore. Josh BM on that catwalk playing it very aggressively, and Vico somehow burns his opponent to death, and now Josh BM lines up too. At least they take down Char on the top, so they focus it up enough. They got a good trade, but Chunny's still alive inside the side, gets the kill into Josh BM. They're trying to go for a cross with no smokes because they had nothing left. Actually, no nades to work with for the T side. At least Ye has a molly and a flash. Or an incendiary grenade, trying to move back here. Flash up on catwalk, takes the kill into Chunny. It's a 2 versus 2 on that pulse plan, but it's planted for the Opera inside the pit. Now, the Secret Agent has to try to win this one against Ye. And also now against Flash, moving up our catwalk. A nice flash, but he's saved by Vico. This 120 pinger is now 13-0 from MP7 kills and amazing off shots. And gets one onto Flash Step through the box. And it is now 6-0 to add now 14 kills and no deaths for Vico.
It's absolutely out of control. Playing with that high ping, you're 14-0 right now. You started using the op, and you're still going out of your mind. You're hitting shots from Game Helper as people are trying to cross off of Catwalk towards the bomb site. He's hitting great shots. He's hitting good shots for the pit. He's playing lights out right now, and Ketzel is just working so well off of it. And again, I can't overstate this. I never thought Ketzel was going to come into this map after watching them play Mirage and have set executes and really be playing this 100% differently than they played Mirage. And it's showing in the scoreline. There's 6 rounds over Noble, who has none right now, and they're doing good executes. They're throwing amazing fakes. That fake was absolutely insane that they threw. Worked it back. Looked like they were trying to do that mid to B smoke. Nobody goes there. Silently up through the tunnels. These guys, Dust 2 apparently is their map, and it was a great pick for them. It's still early. We're only into round 7, but Noble take an attack pause here. I'm assuming my chat's not working correctly, so I didn't see if anybody says what it was in chat. Yeah, they desperately need to figure out what's going on here. Ketzel at the beginning of the rounds putting 2 in tons, 1 near mid, 1 at long, and 1 at catwalk, or switching the 2 tons to 2 catwalk. They're just working those angles nice and slow, hitting the shots, getting Noble a little bit nervous in the rounds, and Noble's kind of over-peaking some of them. And when they do get aggressive, trying to stack up, get aggressive 2-men on Cat, that was the first round that we saw that actually work out, where they got 2 frags on Catwalk, but they still lost Char for those 2 frags, and Long was already taken. Chuddy was all the way up into A bomb site and easily able to trade that frag.
I think you're trying to put yourself in Noble Esports' shoes, trying to figure out if maybe you made a bad mistake from choosing T side to or CT side to start 6-0. Look at Vico, 220 ADR so far, just from op kills, MP7. Like I said, 14-0, definitely carrying the team, and definitely showing that, yes, like you said here, Misled, it is their map choice because they could just all-out frag. The way they're just spread out across the map, they're comfortable with that because they could just bring the fight 1 versus 1, face-to-face, and just win them. I mean, there's just nothing more in terms of, like, big strats happening for the T side in their executes. They're just going for the basic flashes, peek out, basic smokes as well for mid, basic smokes up on catwalk, and they're just able to get those entries and even the holds. And look at the ADR actually for Char. He's 16-8. He's really getting caught. Maybe even the first one to die in every single of this situation so far, probably. So things are not looking good for Noble Esports at all. This tactical pause is to try to figure out what they can do. They're going for this force buy right now, as you can see, because they want to know how they could actually try to manage the economy a little bit better right now, and how they want to play the CT side. And it looks like it's going to be more prominent towards the A side to start things off, very passive towards B, to just leave Virtus play there by himself with the AWP. And we mentioned it before at our pregame show, how Virtus could be unstoppable with the op, playing with the glass cannon this time, looking for better cover out of platform, but he could definitely be the player to carry Noble Esports to a victory in this map.
Yeah, they need to get it going right now, though. They need to figure out what's now. The change up on Catwalk is happening. Normally, Flash Step and Char were playing a lot more aggressive on it. Now they're playing a little bit more passive. You have Flash Step sitting back, ready with a flashbang, so Char can peek off it. There's the flashbang. Char's partially blind. He goes to peek out off of it, not able to find anything because Ketzel, as soon as that flash hit, made the smart choice. Back up to the side. They throw a nade. Kinky hits it off the corner, takes down Char, and just burns him out of it. Again.
And not only that, you can now call him James Bond. He's 007.
Is he right now?
Yeah, he's 007.
Oh, he is 007 right now. That's rough. You go from having Char be your top fragger in the first series to now just he's getting mowed. He's ineffective right now. And again, working towards this A bomb site using Cat and Long effectively is Ketzel.
Oh my
shots.
God!
Vico's just dropping down on Catwalk into CT spawn and hitting op shots with that high of a ping. Virtus last one left. Johnny's inside B, lurk through the tunnels, takes him down. And still, we have Vico with 0 deaths in this game. He's 16-0 right now.
That could basically be the scoreline 2 of this map at this point. And you just saw how this map, or how this last round actually unraveled. They actually just got picked off on rotations. Ye actually ran out with a knife or a gun in his hands, being a pistol when he actually has a rifle. Vico hits the shot through the door and gets the kill onto Ye. Now he's going to be frustrated onto that. Only a pistol round for Noble Esports. But like I said, they're just going for peaks and close 1 versus 1, and they're just winning it. There's nothing more to that. I think they made it out of that with basically 100 HP at every entry frag, with the exception of the Vico being lagged at some point by Josh BM when he dropped into spawn. But that's it. I mean, these guys are getting dispatched, dismantled. Speaking of Noble Esports, yeah, finally one
Vico
kill,
finally
but that's
dies.
it. Yep. Oh no, yeah,
That
indeed,
was a pistol
17-1.
down
Yep,
too.
yep,
Virtus
yep.
finally got him with a pistol, but this is out of control right now. Ketzel is hitting every shot they want to. You got Vico running around the map with an op like this is 1.6, and he can quick switch and quick scope, so he's not afraid of anything with his 10 bullet machine gun, and he's mopping up frags at 20 to 130 ping the entire time. This is out of control, and you still have players on his team like Kinky. Oh, there it is. Virtus finally gets him right off the bat. That is going to help so much. Shutting down Vico is going to be huge for them. This could be finally a round. Noble opens it up, trying to get themselves a victory, and they're going back to the 2-man aggressive cat play, which hasn't worked yet.
Like I said, whenever you need somebody to step up with the EWP, it's going to be Char. Sorry, it's going to be Virtus. Char is actually 0-8 so far, so he actually needs to step up no matter what just to get a kill. He's up on Catwalk, he spots Kinky here, but the double up setup this time is not going to be with Char. Surprisingly enough, it's Ye opting right now for the second one up on platform at B. So a lot of money invested right now for Noble Esports right here. Even if they get max bonus money, even if they lose this one at $3,400, you're going to see Ye only at $3,450. Should they lose this round here. So let's not count our chickens before they hatch, because they already took down a key player of this second map, which is Vico. They have an NOA stack at mid as well, but here comes this mid to be split. They have a great position off, but that free fire is going to just throw things off a little bit more. Spider trades it off, a lay coming through, and then Char gets picked off, and that because, again, a pre-fired from Flash Step that Adject didn't need it. So then now Virtus getting the up kill onto Special Agent, and Ye inside the site. Going for 1, going for 2, and finally they hold it enough. And I guess Flashstep called it out. I couldn't hit him, so hey, maybe he spotted him there, but again, a little bit too premature as they had the NOA stack.
Yeah, NOA out in mid kind of got blown up pretty fast there. Spader picked that up really well. But the big thing on that round was the op drop down by Virtus down in the CT spawn, picking up the players going outside B, and then you have Ye getting the 2 frags in the B bomb site, but just shutting down Vico right off the bat was huge for them. They didn't allow him to work around with the op, work through mid, trying to get towards Catwalk, and that really helped out a lot. And Ye right now, with an op in hand, is stepping up. That's 3 frags between these 2 rounds. This round's not even done yet. So Ketzel getting caught a little off guard here, and aggressive play coming out again from Noble. See nothing in B after the pick comes from Ye, so they get aggressive. So Flash Step has a big chance to help his team out a ton, but Spader's already looking for him. He's waiting back, but Flash Step gets the shot anyways. So now Ketzel in trouble in this round, down 2 players. They're going to be 3 versus 5.
That's why I say you're starting to see that frustration coming through with Noble Esports, and where they're starting to play it a little bit more unorthodox, and it's working. So they're getting these picks, they're getting the holes, they're getting the flanks, and now it's a 4 versus 2. They dropped the bomb carrier as well on top of the platform. So now it's going to be Vico stuck at green box's mid. Bomb is making his way back after it's picked up by Kinky. It's a 4 versus 2. They've lost it before, but Flash Step has great position now at lower B. He knows where both of them are right now. He's about to peek out. Kinky's just waiting there at lower B. Kinky, though, getting that frag onto Ye. A little bit premature once again. A little bit aggressive, as they don't need to bring these 1 versus 1 fights. Just get positioning, get angles. Char is actually going to go for a big flank. So he's moving back towards the long. He's going to be able to catch Kinky from behind. Gets the headshot. Bomb is down. And they should have checked that, but they didn't. Vico now last man standing. 20 seconds off of the clock. Has to play quick. Big flash coming through. And finally, Char getting 3 kills. And because of those 3 kills, who was 0-7 before, now actually surpasses Josh BM that has 2 kills. So you still see that flash step Char and Josh BM really have to step it up in this game. But it's starting slowly but surely. 2 rounds in a row. It is still T-sided map in my opinion on Dust 2. So you can't really discount anything yet because there still is a lot of rounds to work with. 5 rounds left to work with on this first half.
I really like that cross there by Flash Step. I don't know if you caught that. Throws a grenade into the mid double doors. Obviously, there's going to be nobody there, but as it explodes, the little bit of puff of smoke that you get from the explosion makes it so hard to see the cross. So instead of a smoke sitting there and you try and time that, the explosion happens, and if you cross at the right time, they just have to pre-fire it, I guess just like a smoke, but it's an interesting way to get across double doors with having a little bit of cover.
Yeah, exactly. When you're actually a B player, you want to actually throw that nade instead of a smoke because you want to save that smoke to make it right into B and maybe smoke that entrance, prevent anybody from the T side to push through inside B right after. So it's a better way to actually utilize your grenades on CT side of Dust 2 should you be a B player.
Now into round 11, Ketzel with a huge advantage here. 8-2 in favor of Ketzel, and man, smoke out mid. This time they're not faking it. They're doing a true mid to B here with players coming through the tons. 2 players are going to be inside that B bomb site, and they're kind of held up already. They haven't executed in yet. They're trying to make their way up. Eagle does hit a shot. There's Kinky gaining entry. They have that B bomb site locked up now. It's going to be up to Josh BM down at CT spawn to try and grab somebody, but the op doesn't re-peek the window. We're going to have a 4-on-3 bomb planted at B.
Just a little bit unfortunate there from Ye with the way he was positioned towards that platform. Nice shot from Vico into the B tunnels onto Josh BM. So now it's just going to be 3 versus 2. These last two guys will just decide to fall back and try to save their guns for the next round. So great entries for Ketzel, sorry. It's going to be 9-2. Mighty reset for 3 of the players right there. So they really need the AWP and M4 left behind or trying to be saved by Char and Virtus, which would be very useful to keep that alive for Virtus in the next round. So hopefully try to damage more economy there, because despite Ketzel winning these 8 rounds in a row at the beginning, that economy is slowly falling down. You have 2 guys that are going to be force buying. They're going to be low on cash right after the round after, and then you're going to start seeing that economy try to break a little bit more. Again, being a T-sided map, 9-2. If you're able to get 4 rounds here, it's not so bad. So they could maybe sacrifice 1 round here for Noble Esports. But at the same time, if they sacrifice this round here, they're going to be broke on their turn. So proof round needed.
Ooh, Virtus trying to get the peek off as his teammates cross. Not able to find anything. It was a good attempt, and again, Noble Esports always getting so aggressive in the B tunnels. Flash Step's going to be the first man up to it. Ye's going to be behind him. They don't find anything. Chuddy's there waiting. They know he's there now. He's going to flash himself out. No, actually not flash out. He's going to re-peek on this. He wants to be very aggressive. He wants to punish these B players for their choice to be out in tons, and if they could have got a mid to B very fast here, Ketzel would have caught those players completely off guard, stuck in the tunnels trying to get out, but luckily, Ketzel doesn't move that quickly, and Noble Esports is able to just kind of hold on here and just wait this round out a little bit longer.
Well, that shoulder peek there to actually force Virtus on that shot. After he misses, it falls back into the CT spawn. They have heavy mid controlling catwalk as well now for Ketzel. And just waiting to see if the mistake comes back again for Noble to try to retake towards mid. But this time they work up towards that cat. A nice counter smoke actually to prevent them from getting any further. And get more support there from Virtus and from Char, from Elevator and from Playmaker, sorry. Flash coming through and a molly moving out. You might see this execute, but a great position fight by Virtus. And it's just going to be one guy watching that flank. It's going to be Chuddy, and it's going to be a 4-man execute up there with 30 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure that was the first time we've seen Virtus. Wow, he hits that shot on the player behind. Nice shot there, but that was the first time that we actually saw him with the op on Cat trying to play that left side of it. And he's able to hit another one now. That's going to be 2 for him, preventing Ketzel to be able to get up into the A-bomb site free and clear. Chuddy's going to be on the lurk, down at Xbox. No one's really going to go for him. They're all going to come through CT spawn because they already have 2 players at long. So Chuddy's going to try and get the flank off, and he might be a little, able to get flash step out of it. Ye already makes it up to site. Vico very lit. He ends up going down. They know where Chuddy is. If one player covers here, Virtus has to make the cover. Steps out with the op, gets himself a 3K, allows Ye to go get up on the bomb, has a kit, more than enough time, and a good retake there for Noble. 2 players at long worked out for them, especially since Virtus was able to hit the shots as players crossed off a catwalk.
Yeah, and like I said, you had to keep Virtus alive, and because of that, he gets that 3K. He keeps it to give a chance for Noble Esports to get the defuse, get a double up set up at the same time as well from picking up the one from Vico. And at the same time, like I said, you look on the other side, 8 rounds won in a row for QuetzaL, but they actually have to force buy with one guy with no guns at all. It's just going to be Secret Agent with utilities. So their economy is actually broken now. If Noble can actually gather another round here, you're going to see them broke for the last round of the first half. So you're going to see a pistol buy coming in for Ketzel, which would end the half actually 9-6, possibly, if they would have won the following round right after for Noble Esports. But that could guarantee actually at least a 9-5 moving into the last round. So Noble Esports are looking really good to come back in this game. But a nice flash, that's going to blind 2 people there at mid in CT spawn and left side door at the same time. At least it's traded across by flash up inside B. He's going to be spotted from tunnels, from the window room, and nothing else he could do there. And now B-side is overtaken. Chuddy lurking towards his mid doors. But at this point, these 3 guys will probably save their guns again.
Yeah, Chuddy's in a great position here. Josh BM's going to check the corner. Can't make the shot. Virtus will collect the refrag, though. But, I mean, damage is done at this point. They're going to win the round. Virtus holding on to that op. Looked like he might have thought about going for the M4 and trying to get aggressive with it. And, yeah, actually, he does do it. They do have a kit on Virtus, so they need to make this execute extremely fast. And it's going to be up to Char to get out of those tunnels and get some frags and help. Spader's going to go down to the Molotov for sure. He's done. Out of the way. And Virtus get into the site. Secret Agent is going to be playing from Car, though. Hits the op shot. Char low on HP. He's forced to get away here. He won't survive the bomb blast. Wants to hold on to his M4, and he's going to get away for the second. But that's going to be a 10th round now for Ketzel. And Char might not even live. Nah, he will catch Kinky. Kinky kind of pre-fired the spot, but Char luckily moved a little bit back behind the box to get away from that. And again, Ketzel here getting aggressive. When the chips are down for them, they make those force buys, and they just get aggressive and just out-aim. And the good flashbangs over mid to get the initial blind off with the smoke, mid to B, is working out for them.
On the other side, I would have expected, like I called before, a save code in from Noble Esports. I mean, you already had a bomb plan. You already had 3 guys inside the site. It's a 4 versus 3. Yeah, maybe numbers are still doable for a retake, but you already have 3 guys inside the site with a post-position plan. I don't know. That's just some money thrown away. They're just stuck with pistols on a force buy coming through, actually, for Noble Esports, which would put them in a broke position for the last round of the first half. And then ties of turns, you could actually see a 12-3 score on this half. Now they're just dropping one by one like flies. They at least managed to pick up an AK-47 in the hands of Char. And they have one more here on the A ramp. It's going to be Vico. Vico's still alive at 77 HP. Gets the shot onto Ye. We're about to get that peek onto Josh BM. Gets the second one onto Josh BM. Last one now spotted at the elevator. And it's going to be Chuddy that's going to shut him down after Char picks off Secret Agent. And now it's going to be 11-3. 1900, 2100, 28, 26, and 33. So you'll see FAMAS's and 5-7s most likely for Noble Esports in this buy. But, I mean, they should have saved those 3 guns 2 rounds ago.
I have to complain. I have to make a point of this. I'm sorry, Noble. I know that you guys are eco. You may only have a pistol. Whatever you happen to be doing that round, that's no excuse not to check corners. Flash Step just runs through long A house. Just running full tilt, pulls his gun out at the last second, just a pistol, and just gets absolutely mopped up going through the doors. Just because it's an eco round, you may feel it's throwaway. No reason not to check those corners. You might have caught that guy off guard and got yourself an AK to work through long, to try and at least cause a ruckus while the rest of your teammates are working up through CT to try and hit that ramp. It's just little things like that if Noble could get going in their favor on those eco rounds or light buys, broken buttons, whatever they might be, would help them out so much, and they wouldn't be in a situation where Ketzel's 11-3 over them right now. Final round of the half, and Ketzel, they're on fire.
They already dropped 2 down to 27-12, but at least they dropped the key player Vico, who's now at 23-6. That is insane looking at the first half so far for this terrorist player. Ketzel now looking with the bomb passively inside this T-spawn, because actually a secret agent is still opponent from T-spawn in case somebody recrosses. So you'll see this try to lurk, try to take control of mid, while you still have Spider lurking back towards B tunnels. Char has a scout, Flashstep is out there as well, with the deagle only, but Ye gets the scout shot from behind on catwalk. Now he's getting flanked. It's going to be Chuddy trying to go for that 180, but to no avail. But the bomb is still up for Secret Agent. They're trying to move inside B. They're trying to get the kill onto Flashstep, but Flashstep at least takes down the bomb carrier just before. There's 18 seconds left on the clock. Spader trying to move in, trying to pick up that bomb, but the rotation is coming through as well from Virtus inside B tunnels. And as soon as this comes through, he's going to get flanked right there, and that's it. 11-4 will be our score, ending the half in favor of Ketzel. Good has will be exchanged, but Noble Esports, you know what? I'm not going to count them out yet. I think they still stand a chance.
I agree with you. I think they have a chance in this. They really need to pick it up a little bit here. You can't lose that many rounds in a row and be kind of lost as to why. I mean, we had a tack pause come there, which is the correct thing. You lose that many rounds, take a tack pause, take a breather, try and slow down the momentum of Ketzel a little bit. Think about what's happening here. But I mean, over-aggression, I mean, you put two players on Cat aggressively as Noble, and it doesn't work out once. Okay, maybe try it again. Doesn't work out twice. All right, let's start rotating players around. Let's change how our basic strat, our basic setup is, and let's see if we can make something different happen. Maybe put two at long. Maybe let the guy play from A plat and allow help from pit, and maybe let them try and get up into the A bomb site. Don't just keep slamming your head in that brick wall like they were doing and just continually putting players in spots where it's not effective. They're just getting mopped up. They needed to adjust a lot faster than they did, and the score reflects the fact that they didn't adjust quick enough.
Indeed, and now you finally saw Char playing it a little bit more aggressively, getting a little bit more frags, trying to bring this morale back on his side to try to get something done on T side. Really, Virtus 13-10, nothing much more you could really do there. I mean, whenever the terrorist Ketzel were actually coming towards where Virtus was playing, he was able at least to drop one. If not, maybe 2 or 3 at a time to give a chance for Noble Esports to win the round. At the end of the day, though, Ketzel was just on top in terms of getting those entries, getting those picks with Chuddy and Kinky, and then Vico just sweeping up the rest from positions with his AWP. Watching flanks or even watching post plans positions, he's also been unstoppable here. So we're just going to wait for 3 more to actually ready up to start this second half. But at this point, the morale is very low for Noble Esports. I still, like I said, will not discount them, but it's going to be very hard to try to predict to see a third map on Overpass here.
Yeah, Overpass would be awesome to see between these two teams, but at this point, Ketzel's playing so good. They're effective. I mean, you had Vico first half. I think he ended 17-0 before he finally died, or at least 16-0 before he finally got killed. And that's out of control. That's so hard to combat. Like, there's no way to really anti-strat that. You're just kind of getting tore apart by one dude getting 3 and 4K rounds as he's pushing up catwalk. I mean, having an op in the hands of Virtus a little faster would have been nice, but if they can't win the rounds, he won't have the cash to make that happen. And they just extremely got punished by Vico and his op that first half.
Indeed. So we're just waiting for one more to ready up right now, and don't go anywhere, guys, because after this, we will have another best out of 3, as we will bring you guys the action between Ace Gaming and Winout as we continue the coverage of Season 9 CEVO Pro Placement with myself, vansilli, and misled. Also later, working the camera, and Alex on the stream production. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. We're about to start the second half now. Ketzel on the CTs, composed of Spader, Secret Agent, Chuddy, Kinky, and Vico. And for Noble Esports, Char, Ye, Josh BM, Virtus, and Flashstep. The start of the pistol as they're going for a split towards B and towards long, so you'll probably see them work towards the slower B tunnels for the 2 players making towards B and try to take control of that. But meanwhile, you do have a boost up on catwalk as well, so aggressive all around. Vico through the double doors, Trey's coming through. It's a 1-for-1. They're still trying to push him across. Vico actually falling back inside the CT spawn, still hunted down by Virtus, and a crossfire was actually set up from the window side, but that is not gonna do anything because it's stopped there. They're working back up towards this catwalk. Kinky looking for some position right now. His teammate is actually out in the open towards Goose as well, and that's going to be Spader. And they're closing in quickly for the T side. But Vico getting another one onto Virtus. Kinky trying to get another one here. But it's just slowed down, and the bomb is now also down at Barrels.
Yeah, good push up mid now. They have control of it. Josh going to be the last one left. Gets spotted out by the player. Vico at top mid. Secret Agent jumps on with the Xbox, hits the headshot. QuetzaL's able to take the pistol round again here from Noble Esports. So if they can string these 2 rounds behind the 2 anti-ecos, they're going to be dialed in at 14-4 when we get into the first full buy round. That's a rough look. At first, Noble Esports getting that opening frag. That looked good for them. Got a pinch towards that A-bomb site, forcing players like Kinky to back up a ton into the site, catching him off guard. 2 players coming up through long. They just weren't able to hit the shots, and Ketzel just held on to that. And then the push up mid to get the bomb down up at Palm Tree was absolutely brilliant by Ketzel.
You see this force buy coming through. Scout, no armor. Vico, here's a lot of footsteps.
Oh my goodness.
Hard close range. MP7 now picked up as well. Spider moving up towards that catwalk, trades back onto Virtus. Took an agent inside the side, cannot land his spray, and just because of that, the B side is overtaken. But Kinky is already rotated across as well, and he's looking for at least 1 or 2 kills. Will be able to catch Noble Ye. And that is now going to be a 3 versus 2 as Josh BM watches that flank at upper B. Kinky and Spader about to get ecoed by the... Well, not ecoed. It's a force buy, like we mentioned before, from Noble Esports. But what a team coming through. And now it's a 1 versus 1 as Josh BM goes trade after trade between the 2 teams. And it's going to be Noble Esports picking it up.
Yeah, great speed out mid to B smoke worked out. They were able to get up. 1 player left in the tunnels. A Secret Agent could have played a huge role. Boosted up right outside, or didn't really boost. Jumped up there on the boxes, a double stack right outside the tunnels. And he had the FAMAS in hand, sees the initial player jump through the window, starts spraying instead of trying to control it a little bit more, sees a secondary one, tries to pull up onto that player, and then eventually he knows the tunnel man is coming. They know it's a mid to B split with somebody coming through the tunnels. He just needed to hit 1 or 2 of those shots, put himself in a better situation to try and focus. And Vico gets 1 in the tunnels, gets a secondary in the tunnels, and now it's looking like Ketzel is on the road right here to try and steal back an eco round or a broken buy round from Noble Esports.
With 120 ping. And it's actually just a pistol boy, and Kinky gets the shot onto Josh BM with a dink. Coming in from mid, they also take that flash step. They're actually about to win an eco with just pistols against Noble with 4 guys at 100 HP, and Chuddy takes him down undamaged, and that is an eco Cobra Hiss. Because it is pistols with no armor that they won. How does that happen?
That was awesome. Ketzel right there, that was absolutely awesome. It was Vico in the lower tons that ended up getting the first pistol shot, grabs the P90, takes down the second frag, and then the pistol aggressiveness. Ketzel was aggressive out mid. They were aggressive at long. They just absolutely caught Noble off guard and punished them with pistols. That was an extremely awesome play from Ketzel with great pistol work coming out. And I mean, the pistol rounds outright, they've been winning them on this map. But when they're on eco with pistols, they use them so much more effectively. The aggression works for Ketzel, and now they're up 13-5. They got Noble Esports onto a force, a pistol armor force, and this is looking good. We should see the 14th round here unless Noble's able to eco them right back.
This is crazy. Now they're going for the, like you mentioned, this force buy. They went through to middle before when it worked. They're going to try to do it again, but this time it's more passive. Playing for the CT side, as Skate gets the opener though onto Vico. They're still trying to stream in, towards this B bomb site, and they clear it out. It's a 3 versus 3, and they're about to return the favor back onto Ketzel. This is actually turning to be a pretty crazy second half, but nonetheless, it is 15, or should I say 13-5 in favor of Ketzel. Noble Esports, if they win this one here, they have to keep it up. Josh BM trying to hold it back, traded again. Josh BM gets the second one, last one is inside the B tunnels. Kinky trying to get this 3-fired shot. Looking back inside the site. Going for the spray, going for the pre-fired shots. Double P coming through. He runs out of bullets. Back to the P250. And they are doing such a great job staying alive. I don't know. No, he has to reload. And Furtis finally takes him down. I mean, this is basically what happened, on Mirage? When they were dancing around and waiting for some backup. I think this was at jail. Yeah, pistol round. They're just shooting blanks across each other. And finally, they win it for Noble Esports. The stress is on. At least they get AK-47s. They reset the money back on Ketzel, and they have rifles to actually try to win 2 in a row.
Yeah, we go Eco for Noble, Eco for Ketzel, Eco back for Noble. I mean, some of those were broken buys, but essentially it was an Eco, and I mean, Noble banked on that, and it worked.
Yeah, what's crazy is when you're trying to cast this 2 versus 1, when you're like, he should hit the shot. He should hit the shot. In fact, nobody's hitting any shots. You're just like, okay, he shoots, he misses. He shoots, he misses. What else can you add? I mean, that's despicable aim for both sides, actually. I mean, that's disgusting.
Oh, good flash coming up. Player down in mid, throws the flash up on the catwalk. A is able to work off that, but a great counter flash comes out. But still no punishment. Trades are going out all in favor, no trades until just now, but all the frags were going in favor of Noble Esports till Flash Step goes down. Spader's able to collect himself an AK.
He's got the bomb!
And he's got the bomb down outside long A. Like, what?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, he spots the first one here, actually. Trying to go for a second one, gets the first kill. Now he's at 14 HP, though. So this could pretty much be it. At least they pick up the bomb. They know exactly where he's at. And Josh BM is just going to watch that flank at this point. I think Spader is just going to try to just save this AK-47. But they have lost 2 rounds in a row, so that's enough economy if you actually want to try to go for it. But that's going to be it. The bomb's going to get planted, and he's holding it back towards B tunnels. So it's going to be 13-7.
Yeah, wow. Spader was in such a great position there. I mean, Char down to 9 HP. Yeah, down to 12 HP. If he would have taken down Josh Bam, that was 1 spray away from winning that round just because Noble accidentally forgot. Or maybe, I'm assuming it was an accident that they left the bomb outside
definitely.
long. That could have been extremely rough for Noble, and the back and forth would have continued, which really just hurts Ketzel at this point, because it's so much cheaper to be a terrorist right now. And yeah, Char, look at that, able to grab himself an AK, get away from the bomb blast, survive the round. So 3 AKs get brought out of that round. That'll be a 7th one for Noble. And Ketzel on the back foot here. Spader does get himself the AK, and they have money to buy into it. And right off the bat, Vico grabs the op. Let's see if they can make a little bit more magic happen here from the CT side.
Let's go, big green gun, magic happening. Vico with full armor at the same time. You have full arsenals for nades in terms of CTs and also for Ts. So this is going to be a crucial round for both teams, because basically money is reset for whoever loses this one here. It's going to be a positioning for the CT side to play passive-aggressive towards long. You don't really have a crossfire set up towards long, and finally they just leave Chuddy behind at long, and they're going to focus more towards this catwalk crossfire and also watching mid with the op from Vico at playmaker towards mid doors. So very passive mid right now. This is huge for Noble Esports. Oh, what is that? Okay. Any smoke. But they actually could have set up for a mid to be split if they wanted to. Okay, actually, maybe it was thrown for Virtus to try to creep up there on that catwalk without getting picked, but still, that's a pretty bad smoke. You could still get spotted by an op there on the other side. Nonetheless, though, things are still going to stay calm, and they are going for this mid to B as they have that mid control.
Yeah, if Chuddy's able to blow up this player at long, though, that would be huge. He's going to try and work his way out. That is going to be Josh BM directly in front of him, but Chuddy doesn't go for it. Mid to B will happen. No rotate coming out yet from the A players. They know it's there.
What?
And Char ends up burning outside B. Can't get up onto the box to get away from the fire. And just like that, the mid to B that was looking like a ton of success there, not even pulling one of the 3 players from the A bomb site, just gets annihilated thanks to 1 Molotov and good play from inside the B bomb site.
Dude. Char burnt down from 100 HP to 0 without spotting an enemy and without being shot at. Anyways, the last 2 guys are trying to work towards long. They're now spotting crossfire set up. Vico about to peek out with the op shot. Misses here. This will be huge for him. They're able to actually get that frag, but there's not enough frag coming through. Sorry. They actually managed to get another kill, and they actually win that one. They win a 5 versus 2, but just an all-out rush at long. This is insane. This is insane.
I don't. Wow. Yeah, I was like, all right, they got this B. The split's great. 3 players are still at A. They get absolutely throttled at the door. Swing it back through the tunnels. Commit to long A with 2 players. All right, they're 2 versus 5. they're pretty much done at this point. Start hitting shots, start making them. Get all the way up. Vico can't make anything happen from Game Helper with the op. And they just mow their way through. Josh BM hits all those shots that he needed to, taking the A bomb site, and they somehow win that. Now into round 22, we got Ketzel getting aggressive here. Up mid, 2 players already up. Chetty's going to spot flash step. He's going to get ripped apart. That's going to be Virtus taking down Kiki. Spader's still up, though. Got to be careful. The op is right around from him, and Virtus does find the shot on the Spader. So it's just Vico. Finds a very weak Yay as he pushes into the tunnels, but I don't think he's going to be able to grab anything out of this, though. No gun in front of him. He's going to try and push up. Josh BM's going to be watching, not allowing Vico to grab that rifle. And Noble wins another one in a row. That's going to put them at 9 rounds now, and they're catching up to Ketzel.
Yeah, that's what, like I said, whoever lost that previous round had to have their money reset. This time it was Ketzel. Somehow, from a 5 versus 2 that he lost, just 10 seconds left in the round, and they lost it. Nonetheless, that was a crazy round overall before. Just garbage round with the pistols that they got. And look at this setup this time for Ketzel. 2 ops, 1 auto sniper. These guys are like, all right, let's just shut it down now. Let's see what's going to happen. They're going for a boost up on Catwalk. They do have Vico with the op. They're going for a head boost. Oh, they missed a shot onto Char, though. Nate coming through towards lower B. Where's the auto sniper playing? It is actually playing towards that playmaker to watch long and towards mid. This is crazy. I mean, Noble Esports, like you said, misled at this point. They have a chance to come back in this game as well, and they will now try to take control of long. Chuddy is now flashed out. He does have the auto sniper. One's already inside the pit. He spots it. He spots the bomb, so he's going to call it for his teammates. But those 2 shots will actually make them reset their strategies right now on T side.
We got Kinky right now, one of the only rifles on the board, except for Spaders on Ketzel. Very aggressive out the door. They got 3 players at A. That's going to be an op and an auto sniper at A with an M4 for coverage. And Vico hits the shot again. That's 2 for him on the round as we have Noble trying to go up Catwalk. They change their strat, drop down through mid. No smoke coverage there. Spray will happen. They have to escape, so they're going to try and commit into the tunnels here. And Ketzel at this point rotate one of your players, the CT player, out towards the B bomb site. Put him inside with Secret Agent to try and help out. That would be number 6. That's Spader with the M4. I'd really like him to try and see him go support, but apparently Secret Agent doesn't need it yet. Hits the first shot, tries to repeat, gets the second shot. Now he's only got Yay left in his face, and he hit the third, and he gets it. Solo hold at B, gets the 3K, and that's going to be Ketzel going up 14-9 over Noble Esports. And what a big round. Even though the auto sniper had no effectiveness, the ops did.
Dude, you guys are going to see that replay, but that second shot from Secret Agent was just like a flick double scope and like close my eyes and hit mouse 1, and he actually connects. And he holds it back. I mean, the money's not reset yet for Noble, but it could be here at this point. And Vico gets another kill at mid. This is amazing. Flash Step is tilted from how things happened before. And, I mean, they're at a position where they're going to lose the second map now against Ketzel. At this point, Virtus has to step up big to try to get entries. Kinky spots Josh BM, forced to fall back towards CT spawn, but they're just running back and forth right now for Noble, trying to take control of this middle, but they really have no idea where Ketzel are currently playing their CT side. I mean, they're keep guessing every single time, and they just can't open up against the snipers this time of the CT side.
Yeah, the double op look is looking in here. Chetty still with the auto sniper. Let's see if that pays some dividends. Virtus really needs to work his scope against the 3 scopes that we have going on here for Ketzel. I mean, Kinky only with a FAMAS this round. Not the greatest, but I mean, with that much scope coverage, if they're hitting their shots like Secret Agent just did, like we've seen Vico do all game, it won't really matter. He's going to be able to upgrade out of this round at least, grab himself an AK. Who knows? Maybe they're going to go absolutely crazy and grab another op and have 4 scopes on the board. I don't expect to do that. Pick. There goes Chuddy. That was a good boost on Catwalk over the smoke to take down Chuddy playing behind the barrels. But there's Vico, Game Helper again, working into a frag. He finds one of his own, trying to trade it out. It's going to be a 2-on-2 now.
Nice.
There's Virtus in the op. Gets 2. It's just up to Secret Agent. Can he get a clutch here? 1v2.
I mentioned it before, you got to keep Virtus alive, and he did so. Ye did a great job with 2 entries as well. You mentioned that boost, which was perfect, but you started to see a lot more there on that boxes. Now, outshot, missed by Virtus. It's a 1 versus 1 at least. Ye knows where he's coming from, and he's just going to play it aggressively behind the box. Secret Agent creeping up with the USP, looking for some information right now. He's not making any noise, but now he's spotted, and somehow he gets the headshot USP! What? comes back for the defuse, 2 versus 1 clutch, and Ye is gonna hate himself for that, because not only that, he exposed half of his body out against the USP, and that was pretty much the reason why. Well, not even the reason why how he lost it, because he lost on AK versus a USP, but it's game point situation now for Ketzel. Noble Esports, of course, forced to buy here with almost no money left. I think you're seeing an upset in the second map, or in this best of 3.
I'm thinking so at this point. I mean, Ketzel looking great right now. Secret Agent just had a 1v2 at A to win the round. He had a 1v3 at B. Even though he had teammates alive, they were nowhere near him. It was all him at that B bomb site to make the 1 versus 3 happen, and he brought it down with the op. We haven't really even seen him op yet, and he used it so effectively. So going into quite possibly the final round of this best of 3, it's going to be Noble Esports who opens up. Spader out of position a little bit, trying to work up the ramp, gets caught by Flash Step, so they do open it up in their favor. Now it's up to Ketzel here with the 2 scopes that they have left and the 2 M4s to try and prevent Noble from really working anywhere. They got control of long, set 1 person in pit, going to work out towards mid, probably try and get a split here onto this A bomb site.
Well, let's not end it right quite of yet. Let's not end it yet, sorry, for Noble Esports. They're able to bring this back if they can, as Ye gets another entry here on to this catwalk side. Vico, though, still alive. He's up at Goose. 3 guys about to move towards long. He gets the second off kill. Finally, he gets 1 tap by Char. Now they're going to try to go for a cross with no smoke, though. Why are you doing that? Oh, yeah, because you have no nades to work with. Now it's a 2 versus 2. He crosses over. Flash Up saves his teammate. Gets the kill into Secret Agent. It's a 2 versus 1. Kinky up on the elevator. Bomb is now planted, but Flash Up's just around the corner. Kinky's about to take the cross. Gets that win. Now it's a 1 versus 1. He spotted Josh BM up on that Goose. He goes for the molly. Now he forces Josh BM out of position. Trying to go for the headshot. The cell gets the kill. Another 2 versus 1 clutch win. He's about to board himself, but no. He gets the defuse. Yeah, and that's going to end it. 16-9 in the second half, and an OT win for Ketzel on their first map. In 3 OTs, Ketzel upsets Noble Esports 2-0 in the series.
Oh, impressive play at the end of that coming out from Ketzel. I mean, Vico in the first half going 16-0, 17-0, whatever it was before he finally died. That was nuts. They took control of first half and never looked back. Noble just kind of seemed lost. They had some good rounds in second half, coming back, battling back very well. That mid to B was looking good. Good flashes over mid, able to get the smoke down, able to get up into B, but then all of a sudden, we see Ketzel just go, all right, well, we're going to buy 2 ops. We're going to buy an auto sniper, and we're going to see what happens. Auto sniper, relatively ineffective, except for scaring Noble from trying to come long A. But the dual op look, the clutches coming out from Spader, 2 rounds, 1 at B, 1 at A. Those were absolutely huge. That momentum propelled them forward, and they just dominated into the end of that thing.
That's crazy. And look at it at the scoreboard as well. 2 clutches. 1 versus X, that's Kinky and Secret Agent, both of them with 2. Great plays overall, but Vico, 35-13, a 16-0 before he actually finally died. But a great play there for Ketzel on Dust 2, and that's the reason why they chose it, because they could just all-out pug it. And you know what, Noble Esports, this whole time, I was looking at listening to the dead chat. I mean, they're like, all right, the positioning's crazy, the way that they moved around was crazy, nothing that you could have done there. It was tough. They got outplayed there for Noble Esports, but it's not over for them yet. They moved down to the lower brackets. It's going to be a best out of 1 for them to survive all the way towards the end to see if they can make it to pro. As we move on to the upper brackets, it's still best out of 3s, and we're about to bring a second set best out of 3. It's going to be Win Out versus Ace Gaming. But before we get into that, we're going to take a quick break, as we're going to have to go for bio and come back with that matchup between Win Out and Ace Gaming with vansilli and Misled here on CEVO TV. We'll be right back.